Hi, my name is Yanju, and I'm going to share my story of when I was diagnosed with cancer. I'll start the day before I was diagnosed and I had an MRI because I've been having headaches from the previous months, and it was a good idea that I got an MRI. The results came in July 17th, 2013. When the assistant called my mom to tell her the news, she said that your daughter we found a brain tumor in the results of your daughter's MRI yesterday, and that we need you to rush her to the emergency room immediately. At this moment, my mom couldn't really take it. She was crying and screaming on the floor in her office. One of her coworkers went to go get her boss, and she explained to her boss what had happened, and she called my dad and told him immediately too. She just started to get her stuff ready and to come take me, but I don't think she was in the mental state in mind to come and get me herself. She just was a mess and she couldn't handle it, so she told my dad to come pick her up. And they both drove to come pick me up and take me to the emergency room from home. She sent me a text on her way to come get me saying that I need a shower and just get ready. And at this moment, I didn't really know what she meant or what she was talking about. I just figured that we were going somewhere, and I told her that I'd really rather just take a nap, but she said that we need to go. So she got home around the same time that I was getting out of the shower. She rushed in. She started packing my clothes, everything. Started packing like things for me to do. And by this point, I was really kind of scared and didn't really know what was going on. She said that they might admit me, and I figured it had something to do with the MRI. And I've never been admitted into a hospital, so I didn't really know what to expect, and I didn't know how to feel, whether I should be scared or nervous. Well, it was time to go to the emergency room, and as we're on our way, we're trying to get a hold of my brother to tell him what had happened. I still don't know anything about the tumor. I just know that I'm going to the hospital at this point. We get there, and I've never been inside of an ER before, so it was kind of interesting kind of seeing everything, just seeing how everything looked and what a children's hospital really looked like. They put me in a room, Octopus 4, I remember that. And they were explaining how they're going to do another MRI, and then I'm going to go into surgery. But at this point, I knew there was something in my head that they're going to take out. I felt a little nervous and a little scared, but I was still really, really curious. I've never had surgery before, and this is all new to me, so I didn't really know how to react again. They had to shave parts of my head to place markers where they would see, they would use those markers to see inside my head during the MRI and during the surgery. This is the part that really broke me because I had never cut my hair before, and everyone was saying, "That's okay, we barely noticed," but for some reason it was just noticeable to me, and that's what really kind of scared me, like, do they really have to go this far? It's what really brought my curiosity up. So that was the 17th, and I was going to have the surgery on the 18th, morning of. I don't remember that morning very well, actually. I don't remember being put on anesthesia for the first time. I just know that I woke up from surgery. My aunt was there, my mom's friend was there, my mom and dad were there, and my brother were there. And they're all kind of standing around me. I was really confused. I didn't know what happened. I knew I had surgery, but it just seemed so quick. It was really 8 hours. Everything was kind of a blur. My parents haven't told me that it was cancerous just yet. They were talking to the doctors, and the doctors had told them that though it was successful, they couldn't get all of the tumor out because some of it was on my brainstem, and I didn't want to get too close to that area, so I was going to need to go under treatment, and it was a cancerous tumor. It took a while for my parents to break this news to me, mainly because I've never been exposed to such a dangerous situation before. They didn't really know how to tell me or how I would handle it or how they're even handling it. And so when we got back, they'd came back into the room of the hospital. Still haven't really told me much of anything. It was really just surgery recovery time. We didn't talk about it too much. I could tell they were kind of whispering about it. They would go on walks every single day. Just say, we're going on a walk, leave me in the room. And I could tell they were probably talking about it. It was just really hard for them to take in. It was hard for me to take in when I found out, too. I found out by the time I got to go home about a week later. I hadn't eaten for a while, so I'd lost a lot of weight. And I wasn't really up for going out of the house, so I just stayed in my basement. And I had visitors every day. The day I officially knew that I had cancer myself was when one of my friends had came over, and she had told me that, your mom mentioned to me that you have cancer. I'm not supposed to tell you, but you're my best friend and you should know. And as soon as she told me that, I wasn't really all that shocked, because I knew there was something in my head, and there was something that everyone was worrying about. I just didn't know exactly what, and I'm really thankful that she was there to tell me that. And so shout out to you. So after that, it was kind of on the down low. I'm pretty sure by the time that this time ran around, my parents knew that I knew I had cancer, and we all just had to fight through it. Now it's time to start treatment. I was supposed to start treatment September 3rd of 2013. They had to push it back for complications. I was supposed to start the 9th, and they had to push it back again. So I ended up starting on September 12th. And this really got to me. I was just so angry. I just didn't like how I was supposed to get treatment, and they just kept pushing it back for complications. I didn't understand. I was very frustrated. I'm sure everyone was under stress. It was just very hard on me and my family, emotionally and financially, and we just couldn't cope with it. It was just really difficult. And I know I had to keep a positive attitude about everything, but it just became really difficult for me. But I finally started radiation, and I was curious. I didn't really know what radiation was. I've never even heard of it before. I didn't know much about cancer, about tumors. I didn't really know anything, so this is all new to me. They got me these masks that they would put over my face, and they had little points around the mask where the lasers would shoot, and that was to zap and kill any cancer cells. It went from the very top of my head to the bottom of my spine, just to get down my brain stem, make sure everything was gone. During this, I had about 6 weeks of it, 5 days a week. And to be honest, I hated radiation a lot. Radiation was like just going somewhere that you don't want to be for a long time, because it took about 45 minutes, and when you're under the lasers, you can kind of smell it burning through your tissue of your head, and I was just always sick to my stomach, and I just didn't want to go through this anymore, and I felt like giving up. And for those of you who have to go through this too, don't give up, even if you feel like it, because it's all worth it in the end. So after my 6 weeks of radiation was up, it was time for chemo. And chemotherapy is where they will put medicine through your entire body. And they did that by putting it through this port that I had accessed before I started radiation. They put it in there surgically, and what they would do is use a little needle to poke inside the port that's inside of me, and they would push the chemo through. This seemed like a less painful, less less worse than radiation, but the after effects is what it's about. I had to do that for 6 months. It was really hard on me. I threw up a lot because the medicine was just so strong. It was a lot. I got cisplatin, 2 cytoxins, and vincristine. If you don't know what those are, you should go look those up in chemotypes. And it was really hard on me, and I didn't like it at all. And the 6 months felt like a really, really long time. Being sick with something new every month, I just didn't know if I could take it, but I had to. I had to keep a positive attitude, and that's what it was all about. So that brings us to now. I finished my last admission, which meaning like I would get chemo for 5 days for over 6 months. So like 5 days a month, and the next month 5 days, and the next month. And so I just ended today. I came home this morning, and I decided to share my story for all of those who are going something like I'm going through something like I'm going through, and I just want you to know that it's gonna be okay. Keep a positive attitude, because I made it through. So every single one of you that are going through something like this, just keep a positive attitude. Always keep your head up, because it will get better for you.
Wake up and smile, 'cause it's been a while. It's been like a whole day since I stopped so you could hold me. With this child awaits, strong in the faith. Lord, you are the refuge that I can't wait to get to, 'cause I can't let a day go, can't let a day go by without thanking you for the joy that you bring to my life.
It's Wednesday, May 7th, and today is the day that I officially got my official last dose of chemo. And you just watched my video of my cancer story, and I hope it made you feel better if you're going through anything like what I went through. And now I'm going to show you a couple of the things that I had to do, or had to wear in this case. Here is my radiation mask. This is my first one. So as you can see, there are little like marks, I guess you'd say. Those were where the lasers would go. How it would fit on my face would be like this. It would go across my face like that. Oh, I wouldn't have my glasses on, obviously. It would just go across your face like that. And you'll lean back on a table like this, and they'll shoot the lasers to go there, there, and there. This was my first one, and then eventually I started to lose weight, and I shaved my hair on my head, so they had to resize me and give me a different mask. So this is my second one. It fits a lot tighter than the first one. As you can see, I don't have to hold it. They'll shoot lasers there, and there, and there. And that's how the masks would go. They were pretty tight on my face. I didn't like them at all. And if you are going through what I went through with radiation, I just hope you have a better experience with them than I did, because I probably threw up in these a couple times. Just because of the smell that radiation gives you, kind of like a sulfur type smell, it makes you really sick to your stomach. Just because the lasers are so close to the nose, like that one, you can kind of feel the lasers burning through your tissue. And yeah.
And ooh, there's something about the way your sun shines on my face. It's a love so true, I can never get enough of you. This feeling can't be wrong. I'm about to get my worship on. Take me away. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When trouble seems to rain on my dreams, it's not a big deal. Let it wash all the bugs off my windshield. 'Cause you're showing me that in you I'm free, and you're still the
To finish off the video, I want to give a big shout out to my family and friends who supported me all the way there. All my aunts that came to visit me, my best friend who's there for me by my side 24/7, my parents who had to stay strong with me, and just all of my friends supporting me, and extended family, and those who supported me that I don't even know. You guys are a big inspiration, and we should stand up and stick up for those who are going through a tough time like I did. And if you are going through a tough time, just know that it'll get better. Just believe. Bye.